Austin. Today we're going to be talking about post-colonialism in Africa. Our first source is about dividing a continent, Africa's separate problem. Nigeria and Cameroon were having a dispute about their oil-rich peninsula that they share. This later created a problem because nobody knew whose peninsula it was. It was to be their border. Later on, in 2011, it was claimed as Cameroon's border, and that settled the problem. Source 2. This is about the colonial laws that still govern African journalism. This source is talking about the laws that journalists have to follow. If we're thinking back to England and religious persecution, this is how journalism is. Some journalists in Africa have been arrested because of what they're writing, but they're only writing facts about what's going on in their country, and the politicians aren't liking that. Source 3. Source 3 is talking about the railroads, how the railroads in Africa control their money. This source is talking about the military, their mining, and their cash crops. The military was, in the colonial times, was military domination. If they needed to settle the locals, they would take the railroads to that tribe or to that nation so they could settle them. And so that's one way they're making money, is off of the military. Their second way is mining. They go and mine coal, diamonds. Diamonds do come from Africa and other places. And then their cash crops. Not only were we having crops in America in the colonial times, but also a lot of our crops were coming from Africa. The colonizers were not only colonial in one place, but also colonizing in another place. And last but not least, source 4. This is talking about the post-colonial Cold War between the U.S. and China. The U.S. and China were competing for post-colonial nations in Africa. Things could go south because they're competing. China and the U.S. aren't really friends, so this could later cause a problem and cause China and the U.S. to go to war. And if both sides suffer a lot of casualties, that could possibly mean our economy could fall because we went to a war over colonial nations that were still being ruled by its mother country. Thank you for letting me be your speaker today.